Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be reviewing the Tarteist Pro palette. I just want to start off by saying that this was sent to me, but in no way does that alter my opinion. So this is what the palette looks like. There are 20 shades, 16 matte and 4 shimmer. I'm really happy that they gave a mix of different finishes. I personally really like shimmer shades, so I don't particularly love when brands come out with all matte palettes. I do use them on occasion, but sometimes if I need a shimmer shade, I'll have to reach for something else, which is kind of a pain. So the palette is $69. There's 20 shades and each shade is 1.03 grams. I am reading this off of this little slip of paper. I've written everything down and I've done the math for you. So in the palette, there's a total of 20.6 grams of product, which is a lot. I've compared it to a couple of other very popular palettes, such as the Modern Renaissance palette, the Chocolate Bar palette, and the Naked palette. So the Modern Renaissance palette has 7.94 grams of product in total. The Chocolate Bar palette has 17.58 grams of product, and the Naked palette has 16.92 grams of product. So for the cost breakdown, it is $69, like I said, for 20 shades, which after doing the math, it is $3.35 per gram of product. So about $3.35 per shade. I think that that is a pretty good deal considering you can buy considering you can buy single eyeshadows for up to $15 even per shade. So I think it's a really good deal. In comparison to the other palettes, the Modern Renaissance palette is the most expensive with $6.93 per gram of product. The Chocolate Bar palette comes very, very close to this palette with $3.36 per gram, so it's only a cent more. So it is a pretty good deal, especially because you get such a large amount of different shades. So now we're going to move on to quality. I'm just going to swatch a couple for you. Since there are 20 shades, I'm not going to swatch all of them just because that would be absolutely ridiculous. So this is a matte shade. My hand's kind of stained because of something I swatched earlier. So as you can see, that is a very nice pigmented matte shade. They're very, very soft. This one I have on my eyes today. It is called No Filter and it is matte purple. Purples are pretty hard to master formula-wise, and I think that's pretty good. This is the shade Mod, which is one of my favorites. That's why I wanted to swatch it. A little bit chalkier than the others, but still not bad. Then I'm going to do a couple shimmers on this hand because I feel like it's equally as important to swatch the shimmers. That one is called Ethereal. And this one is called Minx. Oh, I love that one. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a tutorial with that one soon. That is also very beautiful. All the shimmer shades are very consistent across the board. They are very, very nice quality. However, the mattes, there are a couple duds. This is a purple called Drama. I have it on my eyes today because I wanted to see how it performed on the eyes. And it's a little chalky. As you can see, it's just not as pigmented as the others, but it does perform decently well once on the eyes. I will show you that once I do my demo. It's not bad, it just doesn't really swatch well. The other shade that I'm not a huge fan of is the black in the palette. It's called Punk. This is it swatched. It swatches more of a dark gray. It's not the greatest, but you know what? For two shadows that don't perform that great, you still have 18 others to choose from. So I feel like overall it's still a really good deal. Another thing I will say about this palette is I feel like a few of the shades are a bit redundant. So for example, the two colors called Chic and Innocent up here are very similar. Even the shade down here, they kind of all resemble each other, and especially on the eyes, I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell much of a difference. I'm gonna swatch them all for you just so you can see the differences between them and if it's still something you want to invest in. So there are the 3 tones, and to be honest, once swatched, you can't really tell a huge difference, especially on the eyes. If you're using them as a transition shade, I don't think they're gonna make a huge difference. The other 2 shades I feel like are pretty similar are these 2. They are called Fierce and Profesh, and I will again swatch both of them just so you can see. So this one down here called Fierce is a little darker and a little more purple, but they are kind of similar. I just feel like instead of having 3 transition shades that are very similar, they could have done something a little more fun with it, maybe put in a dark matte green. I feel like that would be beautiful, or even a navy. I kind of wish there was a navy blue in here. So that's really the only negative thing that I have to say about this palette. Other than that, I really love it. I feel like it's a great investment, and I am so excited to create more looks with it. I just feel like this palette provides a lot of versatility. There's a lot of different shades, so you can create completely different looks. You could do a purple like I did today. You could do a warm tone smoky eye. You can do a cool tone smoky eye. There's just a lot of different looks that you can create. So if you're looking to really expand your makeup collection and you don't have a lot of shades to work with, I feel like this would be a really good palette to get, just because you can create so many different looks. It is currently sold out on Sephora Canada. I've just looked. It's still available on the American Sephora. I'm pretty sure you could get it at Ulta. I don't have Ulta in Canada, which is so sad. So I haven't checked there. You can also get it on Tarte.com if you're looking to get it straight from the source. That's where mine came from. Anyways, now that I am done rambling, I'm going to get into the demo on how I created this eye look. If you're wondering about the different products that are on my face, I can list them down below. So yeah, let's get into that now. Okay, so I'm not totally sure what kind of look I want to do today. Oh my gosh, I can't even get my palette open. Okay. I seriously have no idea what I want to do. If I want to do an all matte eye. Okay, I'm just gonna start and see where it takes us. So first I'm going to take this shade here called Chic. This might be kind of a more simple look, but that's okay, because the point of me doing this is so that you can see how the shadows perform. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little more so you can actually see it. I just took the tiniest amount on my brush because I want this as a transition shade. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna do more of a purple toned look, just because purples are a little more hard to master formula wise. So I feel like since those are the most difficult, that'll really show the quality of the palette. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here called No Filter. And there's a little bit, as I dip my brush in, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little bit of kick up as I dip my brush in, but that's pretty typical. That personally does not bug me, but it's just something to keep in mind. And I'm just going to blend it into the crease. Or actually, I'm just placing it into the crease at this point. I'm not really blending anything. And then going in with the brush with the transition shade on it, I'm just going to run over that and kind of buff it out. I had to turn up the brightness quickly because you couldn't see the color. I'm going to go in with this darker purple shade called Drama. And I'm going to use this one because I noticed as I swatched it, this one seemed to be a little chalkier. That's probably the worst performing shadow swatch-wise of the bunch, so I'm going to use that one just because I want to see how it performs when you're actually using it on the eyes. So I'm just going to pack this on with a little synthetic brush. You know what, that actually doesn't perform on the eyes as bad as I thought it was going to. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a little dry to apply. You might be better off using a synthetic brush that really allows you to pack it on, but it's not bad. As you can see, the color is actually packing on pretty well without much effort, and it's not patchy. Now we're gonna see how it blends. There is a little bit of fallout, as I'm sure you can see. That, again, oh crap, that kind of does bug me because I did my concealer first. Shit. That's my bad though. I should have probably put some powder on my under eyes. I'll clean it up off camera though, because it might be a struggle. And I'm just blending this out, which again was not as difficult as I was expecting it to go. It kind of blended out everywhere, and now I'm stuck with a blown out smoky eye. So maybe you might want to use a little bit less than what I did. But it's not patchy at all. It is really nice, actually. I don't mind that. So I just baked my under eye to avoid any more fallout, even though I'm pretty sure the worst damage is already done, but I still want to avoid any fallout that could possibly happen. Then I'm gonna go in with this shade called Vintage, and it's a nice, creamy, pale, pinky white. I'm just going to place that just to clean up because my crease kind of came down a little bit lower than I wanted it to. So I'm just going to clean this up a bit. So then I'm going to use one of the shimmer shadows just because I feel like I should use both finishes. I'm going to use the shade Glam. So this pale one right here. I'm going to use it dry first, and then if that doesn't go well, I'm going to use it wet with a little bit of Smashbox primer water. So I'm just applying it dry right now, and you know what? It's actually going on, again, better than I expected. I personally like a more intense shimmer finish if I'm gonna do shimmers, so I think I might spray my brush, but it's not doing badly. You are gonna have to work with it a little to pack things on, but you do get a decent amount of pigmentation from this. So I just sprayed my brush, and now we're going to see how the shimmer shades perform damp. Oh yeah, much better. Again, as I expected, most shimmer shades do perform better with a damp synthetic brush. It just picks up the product better. So the shimmer shades definitely perform better when wet. So I would dampen my brush using some primer water, or even just regular water would do. I would also recommend using a synthetic brush to pack it on. I feel like that's the way that they're gonna perform the best. So instead of eyeliner, I'm going to use a dark shade from the palette because I really want to use as many colors as possible. So for my eyeliner, I'm going to go with this really dark brown shade called Smoked. So I'm just getting this on an angled brush. And I'm just applying it as a liner close to my lash line. And then finally, to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to go in with this pale cream shade called Classic. And I'm just running this under my brow bone. It's very similar to my skin tone already, so I don't know how well it's gonna show up. Okay, and then I am just going to do my other eye and throw on some lashes, and I'll be right back. So yeah, overall, I really do like this palette. I feel like it's a good buy, and it's a really fun palette to work with. Some palettes I've gotten and I've kind of just been like, it's not that fun. This one is fun. I really enjoyed working with it, and I can't wait to create more looks. And that's everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like these kinds of review videos. I really enjoy receiving new products and testing them out. So if you like these types of videos, I will definitely do more. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.